This video is sponsored in part by the Squirtle Squad. Squirtle, Squirtle.
Hey guys, this is Rockr470/ThatOneLegend, and I'm here with my very first TV show review. Now, you're probably thinking, Ethan, why are you doing this? You do covers, don't you? And, you know, other such things, complaining about Cartoon Network and people and such. No, I like Cartoon Network. What am I saying? No. Anyways, so, you're probably thinking, what are you doing reviewing a TV show? Well, my friend suggested this to me, and I decided, you know what the hey, I'll do it. So, our first episode is Pokemon. A show that has been very close to me. I loved it as a kid, and have stuck with the games. It's been awesome. I've read the Diamond and Pearl Adventures. They were awesome. Now, we're going to start with Season 1 and go up to Season, 16, I think? They're like 16 seasons. Now, I haven't seen much of the new ones, but I do know more or less what they're like. Okay, let's get started. So, Season 1 of Pokemon sets everything up. First episode, Gotta Catch 'Em All, shows young Ash Ketchum, 10 years old, going to get his first Pokemon. But Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur have been taken. So he gets Pikachu. Pikachu refuses to go in his Pokeball, and he has to take it around with him, has adventures with Misty and Brock, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, what I like so much about the first season is, I know it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera, but what I don't like about the first season... What I like about the first season is I'm always able to go back and watch it, honestly. I just love it so much. It might just be that I liked it as a little kid, but it's just a very, it's classic, I'd like to say. Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of it was not so overtly about ecosystems and protecting them and stuff like that. There were some pretty cool ideas. There were some really cool ideas, some nice humor, some interesting adventures, cool characters, and a lot of very entertaining setups. Most people don't like Team Rocket, but honestly, I could not like their puns any more than I already do. For example, here's a very famous or infamous one, depending on who you are. Surrounded by a bunch of Onyxes. They bust out the best things I've ever heard. First of all, this situation, it seems kind of rocky. Then, they couldn't be bolder, and finally they were taken for granted. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love that, besides most people? So, Season 1 had some, while the animation wasn't great, it was pretty good for the time, and, honestly, I really liked it. It, had some nice animation, some, cool characters, cool battles. I mean, they weren't exactly awesome. They weren't exactly amazing, but they were interesting. I liked the moves, although honestly, a lot of them were like way overpowered. That's a weird nitpick, but I mean, really, Vulpix's Fire Spin is like a gigantic tornado, and the first. When Ash is fighting Lieutenant Surge, the Raichu's Electric Thunder, I think, was absolutely OP, I tell you what. No way it should have been that powerful, but I digress. And overall, I just really liked it, and it was pretty great. Season 2, that was still really good. It felt pretty similar. I mean, I was a little upset when they got rid of Brock and replaced him with Tracy, because I don't think anyone likes Tracy. He was just some guy who came around sketching Pokemon, and honestly, I wasn't a big fan. I liked the season, but was not a big fan of one of the main changes they made. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. For the most part, it kept the same tone and characters and Pokemon. It was cool. Alright, third season. Might not be the third season, but I'm just going by stages or generations or whatever. Was when they went to, I want to say, I want to say the, anyways, third gen, Ruby and Sapphire. That's when Pokemon Advance started. Now, that was still still pretty good. The animation started to get better, and there were some really cool Pokemon and similar setups. And overall, it kept a very similar feel to the first two seasons with Johto and Kanto. So don't have many complaints there. I mean, kind of miss Misty and Brock, but you know what? May wasn't too bad, and neither was. Oh wait, Brock did come back. Brock did come back. We still had Brock. May was pretty cool, and Max wasn't too bad. Also, they added in Pokemon competitions, which was cool. They had different kinds of trainers for like the competitions and stuff, which was an interesting addition, and I liked it. That's when we get to, in my opinion, the decline. This might just be me being nostalgic, I don't know. But, honestly, it probably is. But, when we got to Pokemon Diamond, we reached one of the most... I don't even know how to put this. Alright. So, we reached a certain trend. I'd like to think this is where the trend started. Where, when Ash gets to the new area, he meets a new enemy. A new rival. Which already was a thing, but, you know, it wasn't too bad at that point. But they always have their starter Pokemon, and it always finds a way to beat Pikachu. Now, I don't know how this happens. Pikachu, by that point, is probably like level 100. But one of the excuses they had for, I forget if this was Black and White. Yeah, I think this was Black and White. Was, when his, like, electric powers weren't working or something. Just saying, that tackle still should have wrecked Snivy. Just putting that out there. So, in Diamond and Pearl, it's not even like there was a significant drop in quality. It's just, honestly, it didn't have that same appeal. It wasn't as classic anymore. It had gotten very formulaic. There were only a few types of episodes. There was fighting a gym leader, fighting a rival, or getting separated from the Pokemon, or just traveling. Those were like the only kinds of episodes at that point. There was no, it just felt really repetitive and not entertaining, to me at least, at the time. Remember, this is all opinion. I'm sure there are some people who still like the Pokemon anime. So Diamond and Pearl, it did have better animation though, and the battles were starting to get better, which was always a plus. That's when we reach Black and White. Now, Black and White, unarguably the least liked generation. Let's face it, not many people like the games. And, you can see why. You can really see why. The Pokemon weren't very good. I do like, Oshawott, though. Oshawot's cool. The Pokemon weren't very good, and the way they focused on double battles was just a little crazy. I like double battles and all, but when you need two Pokemon to just travel, it's a little, you know, a little annoying. The TV show wasn't much better. I'm pretty sure, that's with Snivy beating Pikachu. And, that was something that rubbed me the wrong way. Now, the animation, of course, the animation just kept on getting better in the show. And the battles were also starting to get better. But, I mean, that didn't really make up for how, I don't even want to say boring, but the characters just started to suck. I recently saw one of the movies, one of the Black and White movies, some about Victini, and this was one of the parts. Ash had gotten his little berry thing stolen that Iris had made for him, and suddenly he just started crying. And Iris was like, "Ash, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding." It was literally like this, "Oh, I'm just kidding, guys." And honestly, that sounds like something a little kid would do. I mean, I know he's supposed to be 12 still, after many, many years of adventuring. He's still 10. But still, after all that traveling, you'd think that he wouldn't do stuff like that. When I was 10, I didn't just suddenly cry and then be like, "Oh, guys, I was kidding." And it just got really annoying, honestly. Again, might be me, but the show just seemed to get annoying and kind of boring. That's when we get to X and Y. Now, what I've heard so far is that X and Y is actually a bit better than the previous than Black and White content-wise. But honestly, I don't really like the people he travels with that much. He's got the electric leader and his sister, and I'm pretty sure sometimes he comes across the other trainers that started off. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of X and Y either. The Pokemon, just in general, weren't a big thing for me, and I've seen a few episodes of X and Y. I've seen the one where they fight the tree gym leader, and the one where Halucha, or whatever he's called, is in some kind of play, which honestly does seem like a setup from the original show. Halucha's in a play, and he's with this old Halucha, and they like have an interesting battle, and it seems really awesome. Which honestly seems like a setup I'd enjoy. Oh yeah, taking this back a second, what I really didn't like in Black and White was Team Rocket. They went serious for a bit, which was kind of weird. I'm pretty sure eventually they went back to being their crazy old selves, but that was just little off-putting. And adding in Mega Evolution was really cool too. The thing they did with Lucario and him going like kind of crazy because of all the power was a cool choice. And I liked what was it? Oh wow, boom boom. And also the animation is like really good now. And the battle are gotta say, I mean overall, Pokemon has been going on for a long time, both the games and the series, and I don't think it's necessarily become like the worst thing ever, if that makes sense. That goes to Uncle Grandpa or Teen Titans Go. But it's experienced a decline, that's for sure, and I'll always remember it for the first. Wow, I really do sound like the people I was annoyed with last video. But that's against the point. I'll always think of Pokemon as the first season and second, and I do like it. I overall I do like the Pokemon anime, and I just wish it had stayed more you know, classic, if that's the right word. I mean, it's been going on for a long time, so you can expect it to experience a decline. But overall, I think it's done okay. I think it's done okay, remaining relevant. I say relevant. Kids still watch it, and it still airs, so that's always something after 16 years or 16 seasons. So honestly, I'm not too angry with it, but I do miss the old ones. But that's just me. I'm sure there are people out there who prefer the new ones. But that's just my 2 cents. If you liked this, if anyone watches this, make sure to drop a comment. Tell me if I should do more, shouldn't do more. Dislike if you really don't like it. But you know, I prefer that not to happen. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, goodbye and rock on. See you later.